Hey, welcome back to JazzTime.com. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online. If you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be going over a Rolex Submariner, but not just any Rolex Submariner, one without a date and most importantly, the newest model to be released in 2020, near the end of 2020. This one comes with the black dial, black bezel, all oyster steel, reference number 124060. Okay, we'll be going over the case, the dial, bezel, crown, the movement, as well as the bracelet, not necessarily in that order, but in a way that works for you guys, okay? And I'll be giving you my thoughts on all of those features as well. All right, so what's new in this version, the one that supersedes the 11460? Well, a lot of it is the case size and the movement, but we'll go over all of this in case you're new here or new to the general world of Rolex Submariners, okay? So this case is 41 millimeters in diameter, up from 40 millimeters from the previous generation, all right, from finger to thumb, 41 millimeters. It measures, I measured about 12.25 millimeters in thickness, and also 48 millimeters lug to lug, and it also features a newer 21 millimeter lug width, you know, from between lugs, up from 20 millimeters. So you can't take a previous bracelet and put it on this new one. You'll have to get the newer 21 millimeter bracelet, okay? Keep that in mind, okay? Again, this has the same sort of monoblock middle case with the screw down case back and the winding crown, but take note that this is no longer a super case. It's a little bit thinner than what you would find in the previous models of the Rolex Submariner. Notice that the lugs are actually a little bit more tapered, a little bit thinner overall, just better form factor. So it's sort of like they took the previous version and sort of just flattened it out a bit, and causing it to expand a little by about a millimeter, in total. So that's effectively what's happened here. Okay, now moving into the bezel, it's a unidirectional, rotatable, 60-minute graduated, scratch-resistant Cerachrome insert in ceramic with the numerals and gradations actually coated in platinum to give it a very, very nice reflective look. It sort of blends in with the steel, but know that it is certainly platinum. It kind of adds, well, it doesn't really add much, so the weight is a bit negligible in that aspect, but overall it has a very excellent presentation, and the overall clickiness you can definitely hear very clearly, especially underwater. So it's very, very useful in that aspect. Note that the bezel does only rotate one direction, and that's so that you can effectively measure your decompression stops underwater properly, rather than having to estimate in the incorrect direction. Okay, so all you need to do is just set the pearl to the minute marker, the minute hand, and then you can just measure your minutes from there. The first 15 minutes being the most crucial. Those have the most graduations there, as you can see. Okay, now moving into the dial, nothing all that new about the dial. Again, the dial only expands just a slight bit to fill in that space within the case. Okay, so it has that maxi style dial, the black, bright black dial. There's no extra finishing on that. It's completely smooth with the 18 karat white gold settings, or applications rather, for the hour marks. 12 is different from the 3, 6, and 9, with all of the other hours being circles. Okay, and there's no date here. All you're getting this for is the usability. You're going to be probably diving just for one day. It only maintains its water resistance down to 300 meters or 1,000 feet, so you're only really going to be going as far as that. And keep in mind that this is also the trip lock waterproofness system, so you can certainly get down to that that water level of 300 meters below sea level. And while you're down there, you can also note that simply shining a light on that will make it very easy to read. That a very, very bright chroma light display allows you to read it very clearly underwater. Both that zero marker pearl on the bezel, as well as even the seconds hand, also has its own little pearl as it moves and sweeps around the center of the dial. Okay, And when it comes to the functions, very simple. There's no date again to speak of, so all you need to do is just unwind the crown to the first position. You can wind the watch if you are down, at a complete dead stop. You can just wind this for about 20 or 30 times and you're back up to full. Once you start feeling, a little bit tightening of that damping of the crown, you'll know you've reached effectively the end. And just pull out to the next position. It stops at seconds hand, so you can then hack it and therefore adjust the minute hand precisely as needed. Press the crown all the way back in, screw it tightly against that case to maintain that superior water resistance. Trip lock waterproofness system, meaning it has so many extra weather sealing gaskets in there. I doubt you'll have any issues reaching 300 meters below sea level. All right. Now, what makes all of this possible is the newest movement in this Submariner, released in 2020. It is a 3230 caliber movement and is a perpetual mechanical and self-winding movement. It has the plus or minus 2 second per day time differential after casing. It is a Swiss chronometer certified, as you can see directly on that dial, which means that this will maintain time perfectly, or as perfectly as can be. All right, the oscillator is the paramagnetic blue parachrome blue hairspring with high performance Paraflex shock absorbers. Nothing too new there. Okay, so effectively you can get close to magnets, you can get close to, you can get bumped a bit and it will still be keeping time just fine. No issue there. The rotor is also a bidirectional self-winding rotor, so simply winding the watch up to full capacity and continuing to wear it on your wrist will keep it wound all the way up to the new 70-hour power reserve, up from I believe 48 or 55 from the previous, the 3130 caliber movement. Let me know down below what the old one was. Actually, doesn't matter because the new one is 70 hours, so that's almost 3 entire days that you can leave this watch just sitting out. So if you feel like you can set it down on a Friday evening, pick it back up Monday morning the next week, ready to conduct business, and you'll be working just fine. No need to wind the watch at all. Okay, now when it comes to the overall framing of this, we have the Oyster style 3-piece links, more like singular solid piece. They have that 3-piece link look to them, all brushed finish down the front, as well as high polish along the sides, brush finish underneath. All right, and moving down to the clasp here, we have a clasp that has the safety lock with the Glidelock Extension system. All right, now you can see those little prints there. Those are my fingerprints, as well as proof that it is indeed steel. Okay, now this Glidelock system is quite interesting because it works very, very nicely. You don't have to really size your watch. If anything, you'll maybe need to take 1 or 2 links out, as in my case. I'll show you a bit later how it fits, but how this works is all you need to do is just pull it outward. Once you see both of those half end links, you can then slide that link for up to 20 millimeters in change. So if you need to slide this over your wetsuit, you have that option, okay? And personally, if you would like to, just wear it directly on your wrist, it's best to keep it at the smallest size possible, because if you ever need to, adjust this and you need to move it all the way back down, you don't want to make a tourniquet on your wrist, unless that's your thing, but you can leave me out of that. Okay, now, how does this fit on the wrist? Stock, okay? So on my wrist, 7.25 to 7.5 inches in circumference. I have, I can probably take out I can definitely take out 1 link, maybe 2 links quite comfortably, okay? And note that, again, it's not the super case, so it doesn't have those lugs that sort of hug down onto my wrist. I have plenty of space, so that's really good breathing room for me. The only downside is that it actually sticks out a little bit more on my wrist. If your wrist is a little bit larger, you may not have that issue, but you may be losing a little bit of that breathability factor there, where, effectively you can not have sweat just pouring down your wrist. But with the Oyster style bracelet, you have plenty of space among all of the links so that your wrist breathes nicely. When it comes to the weight, it feels just like any Submariner. I don't really feel much difference compared to, say, the older 114060 or even any of the Submariner dates. They all feel effectively the same. You're wearing a Rolex, you're wearing a Submariner. It's not ridiculously heavy. It's not like a deep sea or Sea Dweller. but it's a medium. It's a very nice feel. All right. Overall, the weight distribution, assuming that this were, you know, snug fit on my wrist, maybe if I wear it higher, weight distribution wise, there's definitely more on the case, not as much counterweight within the bracelet, but it's, you know, it still does its job. I can feel that there is a watch there. It's not too bothersome. Actually not bothersome at all. And when it looks on the wrist, I do get a little bit of framing with the bracelet, but again, this, you know, 48mm lug to lug distance is quite large for me personally. So I like having a little bit more bracelet, but that's just me. And if you like to have, you know, a very easy read of that dial, this is certainly a watch to consider, a watch to pick up. Okay, and so who exactly is this for? Well, most people tend to get a Submariner with a date, or a Submariner with, say, the green bezel, which is the new Kermit, or, you know, any other color variations. Now, why would you get one without a date, entirely, you know, like this with all black? Well, this is a perfect entry-level Submariner, I believe, for anyone who's just starting their watch collection or anyone who's collecting Submariners, because Submariners are the staple. They are the creme de la creme of Rolex watches. You think of most people, you know, like who think of Rolex would probably think of a Submariner because they are the most common model within the entire Rolex line. They're the highest in demand as well. Okay, and honestly, it just works very well with just about anything. You can wear anything with this watch. It won't be too flashy. If you want to be flashy, you can get any of the variations in, you know, like rose gold or even the two-tone, and even, you know, any other color bezel as well. But having this black bezel, black dial, all silvery color, you know, oyster steel, that effectively makes it, you know, a rather neutral presence on the wrist. You don't want to be too flashy. You don't want to, you know, you don't want to flaunt too much all at once. This would be an excellent choice for you. If you're just getting started, an excellent timepiece. You cannot go wrong with a Rolex Submariner, especially the 2020 version with that extra 70, the total 70 hours of power reserve. That is a huge, huge change, very great change, very welcome change as well. All right, and you know, if you have any ideas, you know, any thoughts on this one, I'd love to hear it down in the comments below. Be sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And you know, if you haven't already, also click that bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch, we have links down in the description below. Visit us at our website, jazztime.com. You can see it, you can buy it there as well. All right, and we'll see you in the next one.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.